Well, good morning. Good to welcome everyone and share some heat, right? It's cold outside. We have several guests this morning, and I want to begin with Rebecca Peckinpaugh from Crime Victim Services and her announcement about some training opportunities. Rebecca, if you'll come up.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor. I'm Rebecca Peckinpaugh with Crime Victim Services. I work with our Elder Victim Ministry program, and we work to provide safety, healing, justice, and restitution to victims of elder abuse and crime who are 60 years of age or older. Part of working with elder victims is being aware about financial exploitation, including fraud and scams, as a common crime committed against senior citizens. The FINRA Investor Education Foundation says Americans 65 and older are more likely to be targeted with fraud and 34% more likely to lose money than those Americans who are in their 40s. And that's why I'm here today to offer a training through Crime Victim Services for anyone in the community or professionals. All are welcome to attend. The training is called Understanding Fraud Through Financial Literacy. It will be held next Tuesday, December 20th, 2016. The content includes how to tell if an investment professional is licensed, red flags and how to recognize fraud and scams, information regarding House Bill 24 and the potential new mandatory reporting requirements, and information on how the Ohio Division of Securities can assist victims of investment fraud. The trainer will be Kelly Igo. She is from the Ohio Department of Commerce. The training will be offered twice, 1 to 3 p.m. at Crime Victim Services Lima office and 5:30 to 7:30 at the Putnam County Educational Service Center in Ottawa, Ohio. 2 continuing education credits will be offered to counselors and social workers. And the cost and registration are free. You just need to sign up on eventbrite.com. And we hope to see you there. Thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you. And Linda Hamilton is here from West Ohio Food Bank regarding a food distribution. Linda?
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Thank you again. We are grateful to be able to have the opportunity. We have 2 more mobile distributions that we're going to be having. One tomorrow at our office, which is at 1380 East Kebby Street, and that will be from noon until 2 o'clock. We also have the last distribution of the year, which will be in Lockington on this Saturday, December 17th, and that will be from 9 a.m. until the food is gone. And that is at 2190 Miami Conservancy Road in Sydney, Ohio. We would also like to thank, on behalf of the grandparents that are raising their grandkids, the mom that's working a couple jobs trying to put food on the table for her kids, as well as the seniors that continue to tell us the story of the challenge of paying for medical bills or heat or electricity, and then trying to find the money to be able to put food on the table. So we are here and very fortunate to be able to represent them and provide food to those in need. It would not be possible without the assistance and help of our retail grocery stores, our food manufacturers, as well as our farmers that instead of throwing the food out, we are able to rescue that food, collect it, distribute it back to the communities in the 11 counties we serve. So we are so grateful for those individuals. This time of year is also a time of season that we see much increase in food drives by individuals, corporations, and businesses. And again, thank all of you for your support and help, as well as your financial donations that help stretch the dollars to be able for us to purchase food that we are not able to receive from the rescue. So on behalf of the West Ohio Food Bank, the board, the staff, volunteers, and myself, we want to say thank you to the communities for all the work that you do.
How many food distribution points, soup kitchens and the like, pantries do you have in the 7-county region?
We have over, at this point, over 200 emergency pantries. And you can go to, thank you for that, If you want to be able to find out in your area where you can find a food pantry, emergency shelter, you can go to our website and find that information out. So thank you for the opportunity.
And Brett Roehm is here from the Parks Department. I think a couple of announcements, one of which is intended for college students.
Yep. Good morning, thank you. Couple updates on our youth basketball program. Currently, we are getting ready to begin week 3. 92 3rd through 6th grade youth basketball teams participating this season, so they're in full out of control run right now. We play at various sites everywhere from here locally in the city, from the Catholic schools to Heritage Elementary North Middle School, to Elida, to Bath, Perry, Spencerville, St. Mary's, and also Cridersville. Might be missing one in there, but 92 teams play every Saturday. Of course, we will take off Christmas Eve, and the following Saturday, and we'll pick back up the second Saturday in January to resume our league. Again, so 92 teams. We're pretty happy with that.
Are there about roughly, 10 on a team?
Roughly, we probably average closer to 9. So well over 800 kids, participating on a Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to most games are played from 9 to 2. So we're playing that many games. 47 games a day is what we play in that league. So we're pretty happy and excited that that's up and running. My other announcement, since it's 10 degrees outside, I'm thinking about summer. And we are announcing to the public that we are starting to accept applications for our 2017 summer season. Jobs available are with the playground program, pool staffing, and our ball diamond crew, and all of these positions pay at least minimum wage. Application can be picked up at the Lima Parks and Recreation office, or they can also be completely filled out on the city's website. We're hoping to have the interview process completed in March, and have the positions filled by the end of April. So we approximately hire 40 individuals each summer. So we're looking forward to starting to receive the applications come in. So if you have a college-age student who is home over this holiday break and they're looking for a summer job, I encourage you to get them to fill out an application and get it submitted. Again, we will be in contact with those that fill out an application, and again, like I said, hopefully by March we have our application or our interview process done. If your candidate is not here locally during that time, we can do phone interviews, so they do not need to be present for an interview, but we do have the capability to be able to interview on the phone. So look forward to everyone filling out an application. Thank you.
Very good. Thanks, Brett. And tying into the theme of cold weather, we have Mr. Caprella here from the Utilities Department with some tips for residents about what to do in this frigid set of temperatures. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. Unless you've been living in a cave the last few days, I guess you realize it's got cold outside. It seemed like it just flipped from 60-degree weather to whatever the heck it's going to be tomorrow, but really cold. So, water and cold doesn't always mix, and we have a lot of problems over winter with people having freeze-ups. So I thought I'd come and just give a few tips, very simple things you can do around your house, maybe to avoid a problem of a water line freeze-up in your house or you're somewhere in your property, or even a burst pipe, and that's even worse. So a few basic things you can do, and I just did it last weekend, is take your hoses off the hose bibs outside your house. A lot of people have not probably done that yet because, again, it was just warm a few days ago. It seems like now it's going to get cold. But if you don't take the hose off and you have a self-draining faucet, it's not going to drain, and then it could freeze and burst, and then you've got a problem. So, simplest thing you do, take off that hose and let that bib cock thaw out. Second thing is, if you've got pipes that go through your garage, an unheated garage or an unheated crawl space, usually a little bit of insulation will help keep those from freezing. So take a look at that. And if you've had problems in the past, you may want to get that installation on there. If you live in a mobile home, a lot of people have problems with water lines underneath their mobile homes freezing up. And a lot of them will have heat tape. But if you don't think to plug that heat tape in, it's not going to do you a whole lot of good. So, take a look at that also. Another good tip is if you've got a basement and you may have windows in your basement, as a lot of people do, you may not have shut your windows tight from the nice weather you had, and a lot of people will vent their basements to a window. It doesn't take much cold air blowing through a small opening in a window if it's close to your water line to freeze that water line up. So go in your basement, make sure your windows are closed. If they're cracked, fix them, tape them up, do something to it. And the best tip I can give you is if you have a master valve where the water line comes into your house, and most homes do have that, somewhere close to the wall where the line comes in. You can usually, figure that out if you don't know. That valve will shut off all the water coming to your house, and if you do have a line break, it's good to know where that's at and how quick you get to it and shut it off so you'll minimize the damage in case you do have a water line break. So what I tell people to do is make sure everybody in the household knows where that's at, first of all, because, if I know about it and my kids don't know about it doesn't do any good if I'm here and my house has a water line break at home. So show everybody in the house where that valve's at. And maybe even put a tag on it, a big tag, says main water line shut off, and hang it on there. That way if somebody goes down there in a panic, they'll see that and they can shut that off, and you can probably minimize some of the damage. So those are all just tips you can do to avoid probably some problems. It's going to get really cold the next couple of days, so just use caution, use your smarts, and if you have a problem, we do have an emergency number. You can always call 419-222-9761, and we can have a crew come out and take a look and see, maybe what the problem is. So,
How about open flames?
no, man, never use an open flame. A lot of people burn their homes down using an open flame to try to thaw out a water line. If your water line freezes, a lot of people will just kind of feel in the real cold spot, and I think that's where it's at. And if you use an open flame, and that flame gets up in the raft, whether the rafters or touches wood or whatever, you can burn your house down. Use a hairdryer. A hairdryer works fine. If you have an idea of where that freeze up may be, take a hairdryer and turn it on a medium warm setting and just kind of run it back and forth, and that'll thaw it out. But never use an open flame. Every year someone burns a house down, and more than just a house. I think it happens all over the country. For people using flames, don't do it. Fire department will tell you the exact same thing, but they'll be a lot more emphatic than I am about it. Don't use that flame. So,
Very good.
thank you.
Thanks, Mike. And that is all that we have for today, so we'll break down for interviews. Thank you.